Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at how to paint leather. For this video we'll be using the Cad Bane miniature from Atomic Mass Games' Star Wars Legion. This model will work perfectly as there are plenty of leather items on the miniature for us to work with. However, before we get started, please hit that subscribe button and comment down below what technique you'd like to see me cover next. With all that said, let's get on to the video. The first step we're going to take is to base coat the whole area that we want to be leather. Using Citadel's dried bark, make sure to get a really smooth finish with complete coverage. This may take us multiple layers to achieve, but I think that it is really important to take the time and get a solid foundation for future steps at this stage. After completing the base coat, we're going to move on to a 50-50 mixture of Citadel's monfang brown and dried bark. Using this colour, I'm going to start to target areas that will catch more light, while also starting to build up some texture by creating little dots and scratches over the areas that are left the previous colour. Creating texture in this step is really important to sell the effect that this is in fact leather. Leather can reflect light and appear shiny, so to simulate this I'm going to try and achieve a shiny-ish effect on the hat. To do this I'm going to target two areas, the portion of the hat rim that is closest to the light source and a smaller portion directly opposite, leaving the sections in between the darker base colour. Now we're going to start to boost the contrast using a colour that will give our leather a lovely red tint and make it far more rich. To do this we're going to be using monfang brown. It may look too stark of a difference at first, but this will darken down as it dries, and with later steps we'll also be bringing it all together, creating more texture, which will blur the lines and make everything far more cohesive. Notice that while we are putting down this layer, I'm making use of small sharp lines with the brush. I'm doing this as we're not aiming for a super smooth finish here. We want to create a lot of texture to give the leather a worn feel and differentiate it from other materials, like silk, which would be far smoother. Now we're going to take a large jump in contrast by using Cadian flesh tone. We're going to further highlight the areas we were working on in the previous step. This will look odd at first, but don't worry, it will look great after we've brought it all together. While we have the much brighter Cadian flesh tone out, it's the perfect time to add in a huge amount of texture and detail to the leather. I'll be especially focusing this on the hat as I want it to look really worn, and I think it's the perfect space to demonstrate this step. To achieve this texture, make use of small dots and scratches, trying to keep them in a somewhat random fashion. Having a random appearance to the texture will give us a far more natural look and really sell the effect that this is worn leather. Choosing where to add in this texture is really important and can allow us to really sell that this miniature exists in the setting that we are putting it in. For example, adding more wear to the bottom of the jacket to simulate it getting caught and dragged along rough surfaces can provide our miniature with a huge amount of visual interest and can make our miniature feel like they truly belong in the world that we are painting them into.
Nothing ever comes to me, yeah, in a steady stream. But you gotta keep on going. You gotta live that dream. I know I ain't supposed to feel it, but oh how it feels. Nothing ever comes to me, yeah.
I think that the texture that has been created so far looks fantastic, but the larger sections of highlights on the hat still have far too harsh of a transition. To fix this, we're going to thin some monfang brown down to a glaze consistency, and then we're going to use this glaze to go over the two areas of highlights on the hat. This will tone down these areas and tint them red, which I think gives us a fantastic result. With the glazing complete, I think that we've been left with a fantastic effect and the transitions into the highlights look much better. One thing the glaze has done, however, is dulled down all of the texture that we have put down previously. This sounds like a negative, but by investing a bit more time we can turn this into a massive positive. We're going to go back over the mini now, applying more texture using the same techniques that we have used previously. However, don't just go back over the previous marks you've made, instead make new ones. This will start to look even better than before, as now we have multiple layers of texture and it makes our leather look that much more visually interesting. And with that step coming to an end, that completes the leather technique. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have, hit the like button and make sure to subscribe. The channel is growing and it's an absolute honour to have each and every one of you here in this growing community. If you want to support my channel further and allow me to make more content for you guys, then I have an affiliate link to Goblin Gaming in the description down below, where you can get all your hobbying stuff with great discounts and great service. And I also get a small commission at no extra cost to yourselves. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day and stay safe.